Okay, so welcome to Hurricane Day 4, Part 2. In Part 2, I go walking around campus, actively looking for destruction, and I interview a couple people and ask them their opinions about the hurricane and how their families are doing. So let's watch.
My name is Rebecca Salig, and I'm Allie's neighbor.
So, this hurricane, did you think it was going to be a lot worse than it was?
I did. It was kind of a dud, because we didn't lose power, which I'm glad for. But, yeah, I don't think the winds ever got over like 30 miles an hour, which is not even close to hurricane force. And I mean, I kept looking at all of the weather charts and everything, and they showed all these really bad areas over us, and it just wasn't over us.
So, you live in New York.
Yeah.
Do you know how they're handling it up there?
Nothing really happened where I live in New York. My mom said that all of the wind and massive amounts of rain were all around them, so they were in a kind of tiny bubble. But I know that there are a lot of trees down and there are a lot of roads closed in other areas in the state.
Okay, well thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Rachel, I'm a junior here at Delaware. I'm a neuroscience major and I run track, so that's what I'm running right now.
Okay, so did you expect the hurricane to be a lot worse than it was here at UD?
Yeah, I actually did, especially because I think the eye was supposed to pass right over us. I know back at home, I live in Pennsylvania, we have no power and we have a bunch of trees down, and I woke up this morning and I was like, well, guess that wasn't too bad.
Yeah, like I was totally expecting for trees to get ripped up and thrown everywhere and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen. Like my roommate and I, we stayed up until 2 in the morning. That's when I think that like it was the worst of it was supposed to be over. It was like 1:30. We were like, well, what are we up here for right now? Like, you know? So
Okay.
it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem.
Hi, Ariana.
Hello, how are you?
Welcome back to my hurricane watch thing. What is your opinion about how the hurricane went?
I think that it was pretty manageable here in Newark. I know people off campus had like a little bit of flooding in their basements, but here on campus we were good, just wind and rain, but nothing crazy. I'm from New Hampshire, and so luckily nowhere really directly affected by the storm. They had wind and rain, but nothing intense. We definitely got a lot more rain than they did. I know the New Hampshire beaches were flooded, but I think every beach was flooded from north to south coast. I realized it was most serious when I watched the news about New York City, because New York, Brooklyn's flooded, Manhattan was flooded, the Battery Tunnel was full of water, the subway was 4 feet underwater, power was out for all of Lower Manhattan. So to see New York affected that way made me realize kind of how serious it is, not to mention Atlantic City and the rest of New Jersey. I think I prefer to be informed, and I never really felt scared more than just concerned for the people who were being affected. I think part of the reason that the hurricane itself got so much press was because of the area it affected. The fact that it was New York City and New Jersey, these really, really densely populated parts of the country, I think that's why it got so much press, and rightly so. I mean, as I said, New York was completely flooded, it seemed like, and Ocean City, New Jersey, Ocean City, Maryland, totally devastated, but I don't think there would have been such a hoopla if there hadn't been, 50 million people at risk.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks, Ariana. That was a much better answer than I was expecting to get from anyone. Alright, so, now this is the part where I'm wandering around with my video camera trying to find some destruction from the hurricane. Let's watch.
All the notices on the notice board got washed away, but I think that's just a side effect of getting wet because they were all paper. Wait, so they kept the fountain running during the hurricane? That, I don't know, it's a bit redundant, isn't it? More bald trees and do not cross tape. Although the do not cross tape was here before, so I don't think it's really a byproduct of the hurricane. But the trees are all bald, but they were going to be bald anyway, like I said. Anyone else find this scene depressing? I mean, 3 balloons just, like, sadly hanging after a hurricane? Okay, now here it kind of looks like a hurricane just hit this place. Fallen branches, lots of leaves, but, It could also just be a scene that happens during the fall, because there's a tree and there are fallen leaves. It just looks a lot more destructive than it is. Well, this tree looks oddly lopsided, and look, they cut off a lot of the branches. So maybe those branches were actually snapped off. You can see over there, they're actually just starting to clean up the school again. So this tree could be like the one casualty on campus.
So my thirst for destruction remains unsatisfied. Hurricane Sandy, you are a disappointment. But honestly, I am glad that nothing horrible really happened. I do like my campus. I do not revel in waves of destruction. It's just, it was so built up that I'm disappointed in retrospect that they just kind of made me worried for nothing. So I might do another video tomorrow just to complete the whole hurricane saga, because technically I still have tomorrow off because of the hurricane. So if I do, I'll see you one more time. If I don't, I won't. Bye!